Hi there everyone, it's Rarity here from inkandbutterfly.com. Thank you so much for joining me again today for another card making video. This one is our Stamp Around UK video hop, and we've got a fun colour challenge that we're going to do today. So the colours that we're going to use are Bubble Bath, Barmy Blue and Granny Apple Green. So those are the ones that we're working to. But I thought this would be a nice time to start introducing you to some new products that are going to be launching as of the 7th of January. So we've got both the new mini catalogue and the celebration event coming soon. Okay, so these are the catalogues that are demonstrators have been able to shop ahead already. Okay, and there's going to be some great joining offers as well. Okay, so keep your eyes peeled for stuff about that coming on the 7th of January. So celebration is our annual event, and you can earn free products with qualifying orders. So watch more to come on that and give you some more details. And then today we're going to be using a combination of celebration products, which includes this set called Heart Shaped. Okay, so this is a stamp set with coordinating dies, so it's a bundle. So this one is you have to spend a little more to get this one, but nonetheless it's a really great set. Really nice sentiments, some florals, can't really go wrong. Okay, and then some coordinating dies to go with that. We've got this fantastic brand new embossing folder in the mini catalogue. This is called Soft Waves. Isn't that gorgeous? And then we've got an online exclusive. These are called Hearts of Elegance. There is a coordinating stamp set, but I just wanted the dies. So I've got some really great heart die cuts that we can use with our projects. I've already done a sample card with this, which you'll have seen before. Okay, so to get going with our card today then, this is what we're going to aim to make. Okay, so bringing in the blue in the sentiment and the background, using the Granny Apple Green for the foliage elements. Okay, and then bringing in those cute pink flowers. Okay, so that's what we're aiming to recreate today. So when I'm tied to a colour challenge, it's difficult to swap things out really. We could do some blue flowers and a pink background just to mix that up a bit. In fact, why don't we do that? Let's do that. I'll have to keep the sentiment in blue though, I think, because the bubble bath is too pale. Okay, so let's get started. I think there's a few things to do, so we'll bring in some scrap card stock, and we'll get our heart stamped in the Granny Apple Green ink. Okay, so with your photopolymer stamps, just make sure you just prep them first by peeling them off and just using your finger or a clean white rubber just to rub the surface and make sure you get that brand new fresh manufacturing residue off there, and you will get a really cute image every time. Okay, and what I mean by that is just rub it with your finger gently, and it kind of goes like cloudy where that shiny residue comes off, and then you'll know it's ready. Okay, so that's our I don't need the Granny Apple Green again, so let's pop that out of the way. That's our heart from the stamp set, and then this is the heart we're going to cut it out from. So this one comes from that other die set, and it's a slightly different shape, but I think it works. Okay, just to emphasize that heart. So we'll pop that into position, just use a little bit of this very well used washi tape. You don't want anything too tacky so it doesn't pull up your cardstock. And then we've also got our sentiment here, which we're going to do in the Balmy Blue. So we'll grab the Balmy Blue and we'll get that inked up. And we'll pop that up here. Okay. And this is the die that's in that heart-shaped set that coordinates. Okay, so I'm just going to line that up so the letters line up with that little piece at the end. It's got that cute shape to it. This is a really nice label die, and this will probably fit a whole heap of other little skinny sentiments that you might have in your stash. Okay, so we'll just pop away Balmy Blue now. I think we're done with Balmy Blue because we're going to need pink for the background, aren't we? Okay, so we need those things die cut. I've already die cut some of the green little stems, and the only other thing to die cut is some of the flowers. So I use these little photo cases for my smaller scraps of card. Right, look at that little piece there. Right, so that little piece is probably going to be just about right for cutting out our little flowers. Okay, so let's run those through right now, and then we can just quickly die cut our flowers out. Okay, so when I was prepping this card, I realised I have no bubble bath cardstock. Well, I do, but they were little teeny tiny strips, so there was enough to die cut my 3 flowers. Oh, that's die cut so lovely, it's just fallen out, so that's ready to go. And then we can just press that, and that'll come out too. There we go, that's ready. And these will just peel away, and for the moment I'm just going to keep them on my little magnetic needle keeper. This is where I've kept that little die secure, ready to use. So they're a great little thing. You can use there's magnetic bowls that you can use as well for a similar purpose. So yes, so this literally used up the one remaining piece that I could actually fit the die on. The rest is, the other bit is just a little skinny strip that was too narrow. So if I was going to reproduce the card, I actually made my own bubble bath cardstock by just using the coordinating Stampin' Blend marker and colouring it in, and then I would have been able to just die cut those out. Okay, so if you're running short on the cardstock and you only need a little bit, that might be a way just to get around that. Okay, so we happen to have a big enough scrap of the Balmy Blue, so let's just run 3 of these through, and it's only going to take a minute. And don't forget, you don't have to roll the whole plate through. Okay, it's just going to take a couple of little winds. The hardest bit is getting it off the plate, so you only have to wind it through enough to make sure the die gets cut. So just a couple of winds each time, backwards, forwards, and it's done. Okay, so you don't need to do the whole thing, the whole plate all the way through to the back every time. Okay, it's a real time saver when you've got quite a lot to do. And if you twist and turn your cutting plate, I'll show you the state of mine in a minute. Hopefully you'll get some wear out of it beyond what you might normally expect. So there we go, that's used up that bit of scrap beautifully. That goes in the recycling because that's going to be too small. Okay, so 3 little flowers, that's going to go on my magnetic thingy. So this plate it's roughed up a little bit, but it's not been cut into. This is my top plate, okay, and eventually when the bottom plate gets so worn I need to replace it, this will become the new cutting plate and I'll get a fresh top plate. Okay, so that's how I get the most use out of those. And then this is the plate that I'm working with at the moment. Now let me get I need something dark. Oh, I know, catalogue. So I use the catalogue there, that'll hopefully show you. Look, see how you can't see those images through there, whereas you can on that one. Can't see anything on that. It's been scuffed and scratched and everything, but I cut into both sides. I flip and turn it, take it in that way and that way, you know, and if you keep doing that, the plates do stay reasonably flat for a long period of time, and you can see how well that's been used, right? And I will use it and use it and use it and use it until the flipping and the twisting just doesn't stop it anymore. It will just keep going and going and going and going, and they might even get so far as you might start to get cracks in them, and then obviously that's the time to replace them. Okay, what you will find though is if I was to use that plate on top of like the foil cardstock or something, the scratches would transfer over, so just bear that in mind. Right, so we also need to do some die cutting, not die cutting, what do we call this? We call this embossing with our lovely embossing folder. So we're going to use one of our card layers here. This is 4 by 5 3/4, so it's going to fit straight onto a card base, and you can kind of pick and choose where you're going to put that if you like a particular bit more than another. So I used this side before, so let's shuffle it down there just to get something different out of it. You always want the hinge to go in, so we'll be putting it in this way, and your cut and emboss will have instructions for all the different sandwiches on there, and it's dead easy. So for this I need the base platform. You always need the base platform, and I need the dark grey plate, the dark grey number 4 plate, and that's going to roll through the machine. Okay, so you should be able to feel a little bit of resistance in that you can feel it's doing something, but it should not be difficult to do. Okay, and once you've done that and open it up, you're going to get a beautiful textured piece of cardstock, which we are going to add some ink to, and we're going to use the bubble bath just to mix it up a little bit. This little piece of card there, piece of like yeah, anyway. Right, pink brush. So I have a brush for each colour family, and a light and a dark in some cases, depending on what it is. So I've taken a bit of that ink off because I don't want it to be too intense, and I'm just aiming to sort of swirl in some stuff into the background, and it's going to be really nice and subtle. So the shot is sort of a stylized triangle, if you like, so I'm just going to go up across the bottom and then down the middle here a little bit, and because you've got your heart die cut already, you can kind of place it on there and see whether you want any more. So I think we need to come out a little bit here, and not necessarily over the whole lot. I did end up doing a little bit all over the sample card, but I think I might leave this one a little bit more white and just have it as a halo around that heart. Okay, that's probably, oh, you can, I think you can see it. Okay, and of course what the brush will do is it will pick up different bits of the detail, so the sunken in bits won't catch as much ink as the top. Okay, all right, so that's our pink background. I don't think we need this again, so let's pop that away. Okay, so just need to put things together. So it's a plain white card base that we're going to be using, and because this is so textured, and the back looks good too. Look at the back. That's cool, right? I might try something with this. I think this one's going to be fabulous with the letterpress technique. So would like to try that. So we're going to have plenty of glue on the back of here, and then this is just a basic white card base that we're going to add this to. And that pink should pop now quite nicely. So just press that down gently. Just use your glue sparingly and it will dry quite quickly. Don't want it too wet. Okay, the heart, it's going to go on all this texture, so that will need some wet glue as well. So I would just do something like that. And again, you don't want loads. You don't want it to seep through and warp the card. You don't want it too wet. Okay, and it'll grab nice and quick. Okay, and voila. We will need that again to do our flowers, but first we'll just position our sentiment. I'm going to use some mini dimensionals for this, which is perfect for this little skinny sentiment. So we'll just grab some of those. Oops. And 3 will probably do it. Don't want them too close to the edge, so I'm just going to leave, I don't know, 1/4 inch gap between those, just so that it's got plenty of support, but not too close to the edge, because it might fall off the edge where we position it. So we'll take those backings off. And again, if you want to use some wet glue just to help you with the positioning, you can. So I had mine reasonably low down on the heart on this one. I think I might go a little higher on this one, and we'll go about there. Okay, so it's all nice and centered, but you can still see that organic heart sort of shape there. And then we're going to add on our little bits of greenery, which will add some texture. So I'm just going to use just dabs of glue, just be really nice and gentle with the tube, and those will again just emphasize that shape a little bit for you. And then this one's going to sort of add some interest down here. And down here. These ones are going to escape a little bit. Oops. Okay. And then those are going to potentially lift up a little bit and give it some shape. I do like to shape flowers before I put them on a card, just to give them a bit more of a realistic look, and I do that with a score tool. Yes, scoring tool. You can do it in the palm of your hand with a pen or anything rounded, really will do this. And if you rub on the back, they kind of form this nice little cup shape, and then if you turn them over and just press into the center, they have this really cute shape. And eventually what we'll do is we'll just use that little dimple we've created there to house our little rhinestone that we're going to add. Okay, so beads of glue on there. I think I'm going to use my tweezers again for this. So this guy is going to connect here. The glue will dry clear if any sort of spurges a little bit. I'm not going to press it down too hard though, because the bead will sort of lift it a little bit, give it a little bit of dimension. And likewise we'll just pop these ones on here. Again, they're connected but not interfering. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. And then the final thing to add is just one of these one of the smallest rhinestones to each of these. So we'll use our take your pick tool. And we'll just lift those on. So you want to be kind of gentle with these because that glue's still wet, so you may want to leave this a little while if you're doing it in the wild, but obviously for demonstration purposes I'm going to do it here with you guys right now, just being careful. If you don't press them down too hard in the first instance, you've just got a moment or two just to make sure that they're in the right place. And then they don't sit flat, which is highly annoying. This one's going to play Catch Me If You Can, right? Oh, it's nail art. Right, there we go. Gotcha. So just twizzle that a little bit until you get it to where you want it. And then press that down. There we go. Got there in the end. Little thing didn't want to play. Okie dokie then. So there's our two designs using the same colour combinations. Don't know where that little bit of glue came from. So once that's dried off properly, that will come away with the ink eraser, or a plain white rubber will do it as well. I was too impatient on this one. I got some glue on this one because I dropped one of my flowers, and if you rub it too soon it will peel your card, so don't do that. Wait for it to dry and then use a glue eraser. Okay, so those are the two cards in the same colour combinations, just mixing up the colours slightly. Okay, so it's all horses for courses. See what you think, see how you'd interpret these colours. I think this set really looks pretty. There's so many nice samples in the catalogue to inspire you as well, so obviously watch out for those. There's going to be a ton of links in the description for you to click on and have a look at what everybody else has made with this lovely little colour combination. And Happy New Year to you all. Oh goodness me, just realised that this is going to go out on the 1st of January. So yes, Happy New Year. Is it the 1st of January? Anyway, regardless, Happy New Year. Okay, and let's hope it's a good one. Okay, do stay safe, take care. So glad you're here supporting me, and I'll see you again soon. Okay, bye.